Can you hear me, Perry?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? It's not even the daytime. All right. So listen, I wanted to come on here and do this next story about Big Meech while it was fresh in my mind. And then I'm throwing in Chrisean Rock and then Gizelle. Oh, gosh. Gizelle from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Oh, what should I start with first? Should I start with Chrisean?
That's fine. Yeah, we start with her.
Yeah, hold on. All right, so Chrisean has been going viral all week because of this Blueface situation, right? So she gets together, hooks up with Blueface, and he outs her, right? He's like, first they were acting like they just casually met. They were both at some yacht party and, look who's here and all that BS, right? Now, listen, I used to cover Chrisean Rock a couple months back. I stopped doing it because some people are in love with toxicity, and that's Chrisean Rock, right? She has every blessing in the world given to her because everybody felt sorry for her because of her upbringing. You'd never squeeze 12 damn children in one apartment building. Her mom was never around. She was an addict. And so we all wanted to give Chrisean a chance. And then some other people just started like hating her, saying, you don't take care of your kid. They started calling CPS on her and all this stuff, right? Now, that's going too far for me. I'm not calling CPS on anybody unless it was warranted. But they've been out there a number of times. And so if something was wrong with Chrisean Jr., they would have taken him by now. I think the only thing that's wrong with him, and this is my personal opinion, because no one has seen his doctor records, because that stuff that girl put out was a lie, calling him a blind and all that stuff. I wonder who that girl was, because I tried to, never mind. Anyway, but so I'm not going to go that far and start talking about our child. Oh, he's retarded. Oh, he's this, he's that. That's just y'all going too far with it. Right. I understand where the anger is coming from. You've seen a woman drinking and smoking during her pregnancy, but then after a while, we just going to keep hating on her and just keep calling CPS and trying, like, that's just ridiculous. I think some people have fallen in love with tearing down Chrisean Rock. They love it. They get on there and they say all kinds of stuff. Like, that's just too far for me, because you have to remember, he's a damn kid. He's a kid. My child, and I understand what it's like to have a child that's delayed. My son did not talk until he was 6 years old. And so I understand that. In the world, in your business like that, or just humiliating you every time you try to put one foot forward, they want to pull you back. So they eat this stuff up, that Chrisean just can't stay away from Blueface. It's stupid. It's very, very dumb. What part of this man can't you let go of? Is it the bills? Because he's $13 million in debt that he owes for the pow up here in Vegas? Is that what you can't let go of? Is it the different babies being born? Is that what you're in love with, Chrisean? Is it the meddling mother that needs some psychiatric help? Is that what you're in love with, Chrisean? Is it him sleeping with different women and calling them bees? Is that what you miss? I'm sorry. I'm done with Chrisean Rock. You're an idiot. Oh, just an idiot. You work that hard to get your life together. You have somebody that actually is willing to financially back you, so you're not sleeping in your car anymore. And you throw it all away for Blueface? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Chrisean Rock, and I'm not a basher, I'm a realist, is the dumbest person on the internet. You're worse than Blueface. Who needs counseling? You were touched when you were little. Your mom's a nut job. Your dad's a nut job. Therefore, you're a nut job. Blueface is a nut job. Let's just be real. No one has time for his nonsense. Chrisean, what part of Blueface are you so in love with? Perry, what part is she so in love with?
I think the part she's in love with is always getting some kind of attention, whether it's good or bad. It's always commotion going on. Some people don't want to be living in a library. They want to live in a club setting, right? Where something always going on. Where it's just something always going on. I know it sounds crazy, but people like a lot of people, it could be guys, some guys and some girls, and in my experience, a lot of girls don't like the boring lifestyle of a good man or a good spouse. They got to have it and feel grateful that he came home to them last night. She's that type. And this is what I think happened in this whole situation. Everybody praised her. Everybody was backing her. She had Chrisean groups coming out, Save Chrisean and Junior and all this stuff, wishing her the best. Everybody wished her the best. But then behind closed doors, I seriously believe. Now, Blueface is a liar, but that thing when he came out and was saying that every time she's in LA, she's trying to hook up with him, while everybody's saying, hey, good job, Chrisean. The guy's not claiming your baby and all these things. Keep moving forward. Don't look back. But I feel like in my heart that she's deeply creeping back. And I don't think Blueface is lying about it. Now, when he came out and exposed it, I think he did it because he's bitter. Because, no offense to Nevaeh, she don't bring in the ratings like Chrisean did. I mean, she just don't, right? So now he's out here fishing because, hell, at the end of the month, we all got mortgages to pay. He still got these things, lawsuits or whatnot, and certainty of knowing that, hey, if I can get Chrisean back, I might get another paycheck for the next year and a half. Nevaeh ain't gonna take him 60 days of a paycheck if Chrisean wasn't showing up. But what Chrisean is doing is giving them both, like Nevaeh sitting there getting treated like shit by Blueface. He's saying anything to her, and all that stuff. But when Chrisean keeps staying in the mix, people still gonna pay Blueface and Nevaeh some attention. If that makes sense.
Yeah, he's using her for clicks and views. Is what you're saying. And it's true. She spoke about it. So she knows he's using her.
Right.
I just don't understand these young women.
This is the thing I feel like, yes. Is he using her for clicks and views? Yes. But now we can't be naive to what is her issue. That's his issue, right? Her issue is she loved the toxicity of it all. She loved the spotlight. She loved to be, are you and Blueface together today? Is that his baby? And all that. She likes it too, because if a person really truly didn't like it, and they ain't got time, people say, oh, she was love bummed. She's voluntarily going back to that shit.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. She's voluntarily going back because obviously I'm guessing what it is, but it's something drawing her back. And I truly think.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Stupidity. Some women, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Some women do not know what it feels like to be treated right. You've been cheated on and cheated on and cheated on. So then when you get a real person who loves you and treats you like a lady, oh, they're boring. Boring? Having your bills paid is boring. Chrisean don't know how to love herself. I'm gonna always root for her. I'm done with her. But I had to give her a last, you stupid, you're dumb video. I always wish you the best. Girl, I don't think you want the best for yourself. It's out of control. And you letting this loser, Blueface is a loser, bring you down. Just bring you down. You want to lie in the mud with him. He's no good. His whole family's no good. Callie's no good. The mother's no good. And I'm sorry to say this about my face, Dre's no good. They say he has psychological problems. And I believe it. Blueface has psychological problems. You ain't fooling nobody, Blue. We know you were touched when you were little. You got to work that out. All that bisexual stuff Chrisean be talking about, I believe. Your mom is the worst mother on the internet. The worst gold digger on the internet. She's not a mother. She's not a grandmother. Now this week he decides to disassociate himself from his children, the 2 that Jaden had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. They're not your kids. We're glad they're not your kids. Jaden shouldn't be up there moaning about he doesn't come see. You should be glad. Get off this circus wheel y'all got going and everybody grow up. Blueface is going to end up, mark my words, because I do this all the time. Then when it comes true, they're like with Candy, Blueface is going to be down and out this time next year. You're still broke. You still owe that 13 million. That's probably up to 23 million right now. That ain't going nowhere. You're still wanted by a mobster. What's his name? Soldier Boy, baby mama. You got to pay her. You ain't got no money. Just because I can get on here and flash some money does not mean I'm rich. That's another thing. Y'all have a younger audience and y'all believe everything y'all see. Y'all think all rappers are rich? Please. That is the furthest thing from the truth. They rent everything. Right. They rent everything. So it's just sad. It's sad. And, you know, people keep trying to reach out to you and help you. I don't think they should. But if they can't save you, your coach that you got now, who's just an upstanding guy, he brought in Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders actually called him and was like, who's that girl? I see talent in her. If this don't help you, then nothing else will. I've been jumped off the train because I get emotionally involved. I really was rooting for Chrisean and the little one. You know, your baby's cross-eyed. I've seen this. Your baby's deformed. Oh, he needs brain surgery. Y'all know who I'm talking about. No sense of me falling out with bloggers about it. Y'all feel how y'all feel, but y'all wrong in photoshopping those pictures. Y'all wrong.
Yeah, that is messed up.
It's very messed up. Y'all are photoshopping pictures, but okay, I guess you got to pay your bills as long as it don't affect over here. Y'all have not seen one Photoshop picture of Chrisean's child over here. Not doing it. I'm angry with Chrisean. I will always root for Chrisean from a distance, but I don't see that happening. She's going down, down, down. And now she's got all these people trying to help her. Let me play the thing with, what's his name? Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is...
When he called in?
No, he posted this on his thing this morning. And it was really inspirational. Take a listen to this.
Wherever you at, I know it's hot. Not weather-wise, but life-wise, it may be hot. But you got this. The devil done turned the temperature up on you. But you got this. Oh, you sweating bullets. About to pass out. Don't think you could give it no more. Or any more, so to speak. But you got this. Let me tell you something. There's people on the sidelines. Notice, they in the game. They on the sidelines. Cheering, some booing, but evidently you hearing the boos a lot more than you hear the cheers. Baby, you got this. Because there's some folks in there that believe in you. Some folks in there acknowledge you. Some folks in there that confide in you. That you got this. Only thing we waiting on is for you to see yourself like we see you. I'm here to tell you, baby, you got this. God bless you.
Now, if you can't get inspiration out of that, something wrong with you.
You know, and I don't know what you would call it, like illness or something wrong with some people. I truly believe you got some people in life that truly are afraid to believe in themselves, regardless of what somebody else say.
Ooh. There you go, Perry.
You
Perry be breaking it down. That's her problem. She thinks she can't accomplish nothing without Blueface, when in reality, you've accomplished everything without him. He's a big loser.
And then a lot of people,
psycho mom.
A lot of people don't acknowledge their own accomplishments either. So instead of acknowledging she sort of where she at because her personality and, maybe Blueface here or there, but she's putting that back on, thinking in her mind, she achieved this fame from Blueface alone. No, I actually think it's not because Blueface fucking one song he made. Apayana, whatever, Tapayana, pudding, whatever. I don't know, right? But Chrisean bring a lot to it because people can look at this young girl from her background and people generally rooting for her.
Yeah.
And his background wasn't great neither, but it's just how he go about it. He act like everything's cool. You're supposed to play these women and stuff like that. But trust me, his day is coming where he get played. And I think it has. It's like when Jaden slept with one of his ex-producers or whoever the guy was.
Bravo.
Guys can't take too much of that shit like that. It crushed him. He like it when you ringing his doorbell at 3:00 when you got 4 of the women in there. Come on, can I come in too? He's just a freak like that. But go ahead.
I believe that when Chrisean stepped out with Bino, that really hurt him. I think this was all a setup to get back at her and make her look stupid like he did this weekend. So by announcing, well, we slept together, this and that. I don't know. But
I mean, both sides, right? Like, okay, being transparent. Yes, we do look at him as a jackass and things that he could be doing better. But Blueface could not be doing these things if these girls wasn't volunteering for it.
They're stupid too.
I have not seen one video where he had them in cuffs or forced them to do these things. So it's almost like that Diddy and the 304s he was with. Ain't buying, love bombed, all that stuff. Like people volunteer for it. The things Blueface did, he volunteered for it. But we can't take the women off the list. They're volunteering to be stupid over and over and over again. Nobody's perfect. We're going to make mistakes. But I think a lot of people now are starting to feel it's like, really, I'm washing my hands of it because I thought, well, shit, I'm just praying for this girl to get out of this thing because as an adult, been through life, I see that, hey, you made the mistakes, but now you don't need him. Sometimes you get to get rid of the trash. You can't keep it in your living room.
Okay.
Get rid of it, right? So, I just think that people are upset. And with Blueface going through some things, everybody calling him all these names as if, like, I'll come on here and say, yeah, he need her for clicks and views. But I guess his last message was, hey, she need me too. She wanted to seem like, oh, I'm moving on my way for all her people who supporting her to keep cheering her on. And she keeps saying church this, church that, and then people, I'm doing right. But that's what you're saying. But Blueface just exposed you for still hooking up with him. And I seen one video, they was on some dock or something at a thing, and she was all giddy and right there just to see it. I was like, no, she ain't know what Blueface. She ain't ready to move on and live her own life. She there for the toxicity of this whole shit. That's what I'm thinking.
And not only that, is this opportunity will not be here forever. Your coach helping you, no one's going to stick around while you keep sabotaging yourself. So eventually that's going to be gone too. You're going to be stuck where you are, where you began with Blueface, and it's all your fault. You could have made different choices. Now let me show you guys. This came out just a few, about in the last 2 hours of her and Clarissa Shields. I mean, Clarissa Shields has been so helpful to Chrisean. Y'all just don't know. Behind the scenes, she's been reaching out. Just take a listen. Let's see.
Come on, niggas. Come here. Oh my God. Hey, how are you? Oh my God. Clarissa Shields, say hi to the chat. Hi, chat. I have not got any kick in my neck stuff, so hey, y'all. First of all, y'all know I support my girl Chrisean. You said you got a fight. Yeah, 3 weeks. August 15th. That's cool. I'm still your cousin. She finally getting big legs. Wow. I'm trying to take it serious. I give up. You can. I am. I am. You know, you gotta lock in on you. Girl, I never met her in real life. No, we didn't. But we are both Pisces. We are? Yes, we are. Okay, we a child of God, though. Of course. Yeah. Child of God first. Jesus over everything. Listen, I be serious when I tell you this song. I was here since one day. I done told her since last fight. Come and train with me. Come work out with me. Come eat clean with me.
All right, come on.
When you ready.
We can do it.
No, when you ready to come and you for real,
You here?
I got you.
I'm for real.
I'm here
I'll try
when
to
I
do
have
the
my
weekend.
training camp, and then you know I'm in Atlanta. Saturday, Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, after the fight, link with me. You have my number.
Okay.
Link. I'm gonna make it
I'm
happen.
so happy. Okay, what are you cutting down to?
160. Where you just fought?
Woo!
Anyway, she would go on to tell Chrisean to stay away from Blueface. You got the number one female boxer willing to work with you, train with you, but you throw it away for Blueface?
Right.
Chrisean, you know, I wish you well, but I don't rock with idiots. Like, you are getting handed a blessing. You claim you're so religious now and you're into God. You don't know a blessing when you see one? And let me tell you what's going to happen to Chrisean. She's going to take the Blueface route and somebody going to step into her place and take over the blessing. And I think it's going to be Taseki, her sister, Latifah, Tifa, whatever y'all call it. Because you don't want it bad enough. You want to stay with some mental project. That's what he is. He is a walking disaster. You're Chrisean Rock. You're pretty. You mess up your face, putting those stupid tattoos on your face of somebody that don't give a damn about you. Make this make sense, Perry. I'm glad I don't have.
So you can't, but I mean, look, I always try to hold out hope. And I really did. When she got into the boxing thing, I was, praising her. And, just try to say good things to keep her motivated on the right track. But you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it. Now, is she going to listen to Clarissa?
No.
No, because she don't even listen to her own conscience. Her own, I don't know what else to say, but like, she don't even listen to herself. Nobody need to tell you to stay away from a man that you know constantly all over the blogs, interviewing, saying your child is not his.
Every week.
And you ain't
every
shit.
other week.
Like, at what point, like, I can't keep rooting a person on that's loving somebody more than what she should be putting that love into her kid. I'm not saying she don't love her kid, but you ain't loving him enough. Your kid goes through some issues. And you want to just keep playing games. And I think this too. It's easier for her to bounce away because boxing, a structured life, is way harder to be in carelessness. Like, being careless, right? And I think it's fun to be on camera, drinking, partying, and nothing else to do than to go in there to work hard every day and build structure. But what's she gonna realize? This social media stuff, the way it is now, ain't gonna always be there. She ain't always gonna be this young and people keep giving her a pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Girl, I mean, no. Disappointed, Chrisean. Disappointed. I know you have a fight this month. Good luck with that, and may you find your way. Now, did you want to say anything else to her?
No, that's it. I'm good with that.
Chrisean. I wrote her this. Never mind. I'm done, and she knows I'm done. But anyway, let's move on to why I did decide to come on this late anyway in the first place. Now, y'all know I live in Vegas. If you've been with me a long time, y'all know that my son was raised. I made the mistake of raising my son in Las Vegas. It's like no other. Like I told you guys before, sometimes people save so much money just to come to Vegas to have one night of fun. That one night of fun, my son was doing every day. They had these mansion parties, right? And he went to a school called Desert Oasis. It's like a bunch of kids with money. But the parents had money, but the kids were bad. Like, you explain what I'm talking. Am I making that up, Harry? It's just like
they was privileged kids that still wanted to emulate a thug.
Okay. I'll accept it. That's what my
keep it real. Like I'm saying, like they would go to a nice school, got a good chance of great education, but they watching all these little rappers and all this stuff on Instagram, and they want to emulate that, right? Instead of having a clean life. They still young too, but they ain't really thinking straight.
I mean,
So,
one of the people that Damien went to school with was, in no shade, this is just the truth, is Yaya Mayweather.
mhm,
Kind of acts like that group. You know, they like,
mhm.
they have, they're privileged, and I don't think they know what to do with the privilege. But he went to a very nice school that was full of a lot of bad kids, and a lot of these kids had famous parents, rich parents, and whatever. So I didn't really, you know, that's just how it was. So the other day I was talking to Damien, one of his friends, and his friend is his dad is a rich rapper. And he asked me, did I know his dad? I said, yeah, I know your dad. He turned on Diddy. And I said, why did he turn on Diddy? He proceeds to tell me the craziest damn story I ever heard in my life. Okay. I start checking the things out, and these stories start making sense. I'm not on nobody's side right now, okay? I don't care. I ain't taking sides, but I'm about to tell you guys a story that was told to me. If you want to believe it, believe it. If you don't, you don't have to, okay? Because I ain't got time for, I'm just telling you like it was explained to me. Perry, you want to say anything before we get into the story?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Crazy.
No,
all right.
It was crazy, though.
And y'all see I had to make a chart. In the middle of the chart is the name Keefe D. I can't see it. Keefe D is named in the chart because Keefe D is going to be the center of all this nonsense. You got Keefe D, who wrote a book, okay? And in the book, he's going to talk about Big Meech, Orlando Anderson, Big Dre, Diageo, Vlad TV, Devontae Lee, Riz, Wolf, and Gene Deal. I don't even know where to start.
I know so many moving parts and
It's
so much
many
stuff.
moving
It's a lot.
parts.
Yeah.
Keefe D himself. Let's start with Vlad. I want to talk about Big Meech, but I got to start with Vlad really quickly. If you right now think it's a coincidence that every time Vlad TV does an interview, a couple days later, the person gets indicted. It was over 15 times. Mm-hmm. If you don't think Vlad is working for the feds, you better think again. What kind of coincidence is that? What kind of coincidence is that? Vlad TV is not y'all friend. Stop going on that man's show, telling y'all business, and then getting indicted a couple of days later. How many people? I've interviewed a lot of people, especially before I stopped. But in the beginning, you lose count. Has anybody gone to jail after doing an interview with me? Y'all need to catch on. Vlad don't like us. Okay? Vlad don't like us. But anyway, I'm going to show you this tape really quick, which kind of got this all started. Now I'm going to start with Big Meech, because Big Meech is a big part of this problem, of this book that he's got going on. So Big Meech is one of the most famous drug lords. Not a dealer. We're talking lord. I believe he had 500 people under him, all different kinds of states. Big Meech is the real deal. Now, everybody, me, I always like a good mobster, like a good gangster, right? Because it sounds crazy. Because I think drug lords, I'm not talking about dealers, talking about lords, are usually the smartest people in the room. You're going to call me crazy. They are. The way that they operate, and for you to take dirty money and make it clean money, it sounds crazy. It's a hard task to do. Now, y'all know my family's got this history of dealing and all that stuff. And so and my grandfather took his dirty money and made it clean money. Smart as a tack. So I'm becoming real obsessed with Big Meech because I never really seen anybody like him. Cool as you want to be, but don't let the smooth taste fool you. Right. Dangerous. Okay? Dangerous. I want to show you guys some of these clips. So,
but you get a lot of people like that. So I don't mean to cut you off, like mobsters and stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of them can come across, what's the word?
Charismatic.
Yeah, right. And you sort of like them. And then, because like what they do, I don't condone. You know what I'm saying? But we get to put two together. Anybody can steal, but a lot of people can't manage their finances or have common sense for certain things That's why you got to give these people credit for being smart.
You mean the drug lords?
Well, yeah. No, I mean, like, let's keep it real, right? I mean, you get to know how to survive in your craft for one, make money in your craft, and stay out the pen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah.
And to turn dirty money into clean money ain't really that easy as it sounds.
It's not that easy at all. Now, Big Meech, the rumor is, I don't know how you say it, is that his supplier was El Chapo. Y'all know El Capitan, the captain. Y'all know who El Chapo is. He recently said that he had his supplier was El Chapo, and there's all these stories around about him, El Chapo. Now, I speak Spanish. Don't forget, you guys, I speak Spanish. El Chapo's smooth too. Now, you wouldn't know it just looking at the short little thing with the mustache, but he's like a charmer. These two are supposed to be legendary drug lords, okay? And people are speculating about, well, did Meech help him build the underground tunnel? Remember El Chapo, every time he went to jail in Mexico, he would escape.
He would go out and party for the weekend and come back.
And then come back.
Yeah.
Like, he built an underground tunnel from Mexico to San Diego that he had air conditioned because he couldn't get hot, because, escaping this jail is a serious thing. And then he was on the little scooter.
A motorcycle or something. He had something that
it was crazy.
It was crazy. Cool and smooth to walk.
Yeah. So let me give you just a taste of who Big Meech is. Big Meech is loved by the public, okay? He is loved by the public for whatever their reasons are. They love them some Big Meech. But just in case you live under a rock, let me see if I still got this. I'm going to give you this quick excerpt on Big Meech, and then I'm going to tell you the most craziest story you're not going to believe. I'm telling you now. Here. Let's see if I can find it.
Of running a huge criminal enterprise stretching from Atlanta to Detroit and several other states. The story of Big Meech, who headed up the Black Mafia Family, is also the source of a popular TV show that has been filmed right here in Atlanta. And this week, after serving nearly 20 years in prison for racketeering, drug dealing, and running a criminal enterprise, he is out of prison. 11 Alive's Erica Murphy has more on his release and his sordid past.
Demetrius Flenory and his brother, Terry, ran one of the country's largest drug operations during the late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. The pair had hundreds of employees, generated hundreds of millions of dollars, and even had a successful record label and magazine. But in 2006, the brothers were indicted in a federal RICO case originating out of Georgia.
BMF was the first group that was accused of being both a criminal organization and a record label.
Attorney Josh Schiffers says Demetrius, also known as Big Meech, is highly regarded because he never took a deal or snitched on his co-conspirators.
And he went down. And when he went down, he and his brother were sentenced to 30 years in prison.
In 2020, Terry Flenory was released, and just this week, Big Meech was released from prison. He will serve the remainder of his sentence at a halfway house in Miami. Reporting from Atlanta, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
All right, so you're dealing with the real thing with Big Meech. Even though he's smooth, even though he's cute and charming and very funny to get along with, you don't make it to where he is without a dark side. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, right, Perry?
Yeah.
All right, so let me go over something. So Big Meech was locked up for a number of years. I believe it was 20 years. And then he came home. When he came home, he was treated like a star.
Mm-hmm.
People, and I think it's harder for other races to understand the lure of Big Meech. They don't get it, right? But Big Meech, people start making songs about him, okay? He started traveling with an entourage. He had his own music. You know, who was that? They call me Big Meech, Larry Hoover. They make songs about it. Somebody put this up about Big Meech. It really describes the essence of who Big Meech is. He's walking with his entourage. They put it in slow-mo. Somebody made a song about him, and he's greeting people. And people treat Big Meech, he's like our godfather. Y'all get it? He's our godfather.
I bet she bad. All my niggas rich.
I love how they
got
slowed
work for
it down.
cheap. Damn, I feel like Meech. Two-tone Wraith. On some big feet. I fucked her to sleep. Jump back in the street.
That's little Meech.
Mama put me out. I'm straight out the trap. Stuffed 100 in a box and sent them cost them out. On geek.
I want y'all to understand how important Big Meech is to the street world, okay? I said like in the late 90s, early 2000s, when the record companies started dropping their rap divisions because these white executives were scared of the rappers, then the drug lords start taking over the entertainment industry. Take over the rap industry. And when I tell you it's dangerous to be a rapper these days, it's very, very dangerous. Okay, so that's what we got on Big Meech. Big Meech gets out of jail and he's treated like a celebrity. But when he was in jail, Keefy D, who's not, you got your smart dealers and lures, and then you got your dumb ones. Keefy D wrote a book, and in this book, he says that Big Meech was with him the night he unalived Tupac.
Yeah.
Huh? You wrote that in a book? That he was with you? Isn't he a lord? Isn't he a drug lord? Keefy D has absolutely no common sense. He's the total opposite of Meech. But according to the rumors, now here, this is when it gets good. Big Meech gets in the entertainment business, is responsible for funding T.I. This is what they're saying. And I'll play clips in a minute to back up what I'm saying. And put him on the scene. He also hooks up with Diddy, right? They said that Diddy took a real liking to Meech. Now, don't forget, Diddy's cousin, Daryl, is in Big Meech Mafia called the Black Mafia Family.
Family, yeah.
Right. Now, and they're living that life, okay? They're living that life. They said that one of Diddy's bodyguards was Wolf, all right? This is the guy that's supposed to have a baby by Misa. Wolf was a dealer for Meech, Big Mafia Family, right? So how does Gene Deal fit into all of this? Because Gene Deal was a parole officer, you know, the opposite side. You're a cop. So what? I always wondered, and not only are you a cop, you say that Wolf, this drug dealer, is your best friend. Huh? So you could be like, you need to be locked up. I'm sorry, Wolf. But Gene Deal is your bestie. All right. So then what happened the night of? What happened was Meech started getting close to Diddy. Wolf didn't like it. Maybe Gene Deal didn't like it. I don't know how he fit into this picture, and we will go into him a little later. They were at a club. Wolf seen an ex. They had words. Meech stepped in. They take it outside, and I don't know who shot first, but Wolf ended up losing his life, and Riz ended up losing his life, right? Now, according to Gene Deal, this has made him so upset with Diddy that he had to go and write a book about it and then start making money off the books, right? Because I really don't see how he fits in. So as this person's telling me the story, they were like, nobody trusts Gene Deal. He's a narc. I don't know if he's a narc or not. That's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. It does seem kind of crazy that if you are a person that you're parole officer, you all of a sudden you want to hang with these bad boys. It doesn't make sense. But Perry said something earlier. He said that Gene Deal could have very well fell in love with the lifestyle because he claims that Diddy put hands on Misa, Diddy put hands on Kim Porter, and I believe that Diddy did. Because Diddy is not who y'all think he is. He's not this good mogul guy. He's street dude. street dude. And so Gene Deal says, well, I wasn't there when he actually put hands on him, on Misa. Misa had to run and save herself and run under a car. But when you found out about it and you're an officer of the law, why didn't you do anything about it, Gene Deal?
Right.
Why didn't you do anything about it? I don't know why he didn't do anything about it. But so this person's telling me, well, you know, nobody trusts Gene, and Keefe D is in trouble for mentioning Big Meech's name. That takes on a whole nother meaning, because you're saying that he was with you the night that you unalived Tupac. So listen to this interview right here.
You put him on the crime scene.
He really did. It gets crazy. Just listen to this interview where Keefe D is at his favorite place. He's talking to Vlad TV, and Vlad asked him, was Meech with you the night of the shooting? See if I can find it. So many videos. And Keefe D starts tripping over his own words. Perry, you've seen this video.
Right.
Did Keefe D look frightened?
Well, as you play, people notice how he, you know, now we didn't ask Keefe D, did he read somebody else's book? These questions supposed to be about his book. And when you start coming with shit like, I don't know, I can't remember, you got to read the book. The guy is talking to you about the book you supposedly wrote. You should be able to answer these questions. They're going to have to read the book. He looked nervous.
Yeah.
And I think he looks nervous because when Big Meech's name is mentioned.
Oh my God. Let's just play it.
People always mess up with Vlad. And at some point, I think they recognize it when they talk too much or lie too much, whatever the case may be. Go ahead.
So this is the interview that allegedly got Keefe D arrested, and right now that's still in prison right now. So in jail right now. So take a listen to this interview. And is Vlad TV leading the witness? Let's just check it out.
Or whatever, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you had mentioned in the book that Big Meech from BMF was with y'all?
No, that was a typo, but it was a dude from Detroit.
Okay, so it wasn't Big Meech.
I don't really know Big Meech to say that, but it was a dude from Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and also you had C-Ray with you.
Yeah.
And that was one of your salesmen, basically.
Yeah, one of my captains.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what happens next. You know, based on what the book says, Zip gave you guys a Glock, and you guys tossed it in the back seat. And Bubble Up was a driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just
Okay.
say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
No, we coming up, what's the name? What's that, Flamingo? Yeah, I think that's Flamingo. We was coming up Flamingo and got to the light. We was going to go drink and smoke some weed, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next?
And we just came, and shit. I ain't gonna go into the details like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you got it in the book. You done played it, everything else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, in the book, you said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
Lane starts blasting, You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the
line.
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their
Jumping
car?
in. I seen a bullet going Suge's head. I thought he was dead.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side. I would have popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one. Keep it streets on me. I ain't gonna go into detail on that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read from the book.
Well,
so
let them buy the book then.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna read this passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command. Keep your hands where I could see them. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. I had heard some stories, supposedly that Suge used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying, but that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded, and he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
White Cadillac, arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
They shoot my nigga.
So the bullets started flying. Tupac and Suge's car get all shot up. Was there, and I'd heard different versions of the story, but the one version I heard was that that their entourage started shooting back.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Does anyone from the death row side return fire?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say who that was?
Yeah, he's no longer with us. His name was Buntry.
Buntry.
One of Suge's right-hand guy, our good friend, Alton McDonald. He chased the car down. He also received one gunshot to his vehicle. His car was shot. He had a black Toyota Supra, and him and another guy returned shots at that car.
Yeah, they saying they left their guns at home. No, they started shooting back. Then some chicks was in the sea breeze, started following a white sea breeze, ragtop sea breeze.
Why were the girls following you guys?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But I guess their window got shot out.
Front windshield, yeah. Yeah.
And they stopped following you at that point.
Exactly.
I've talked to a couple people that were there about the situation, and from what they told me was that, you guys came up, the car that you were in came up behind Tupac's car. You guys the cars were not facing each other.
No, they weren't facing each other.
They were not facing each other.
Gutter lane.
You guys got up parallel to them, behind them. And, when you look
side
by side. So how would you even see Tupac reach for anything if you're driving behind him?
We weren't driving behind. I tell you, we were side by side at the light.
Oh, okay. You guys were already side by side when it happened. So you guys ended up going back to the hotel together afterwards.
Yeah.
Someone actually suggested that y'all pour out a little bit of liquor for Tupac.
No, I wouldn't pour out a little liquor for us. Pour it down our throat.
I'm going to read from the book.
Okay.
We made it back to the hotel. We popped our bottles and partied like it was any other night. Of course, someone suggested that we pour out a little for Tupac, which we did, and smoked our weed like we had planned to in the first place.
Yeah.
All right. Let me tell you what's wrong. So wrong with that. The whole thing is wrong. So this interview that I just told you, according to the rumors, launched an investigation, and that's why he's locked up. Okay. And he's lying. He put a gun in Tupac's hand. When have y'all ever heard about Tupac having a gun? Then he said it was a shootout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That they were shooting at each other. When did that happen, Mr. D? That makes no sense. He also put Big Meech at the scene.
And then took him away from the scene.
This man is lying, or is he really? Is he telling the truth? We don't know. Everybody that was in the car that night is dead. He's the only live witness. This man he comes across as a third grade dropout. Keefe D is not smart at all. If you really was in that car, because before that, you said that your nephew Orlando was the guy who pulled the trigger, and then you changed the story in the book. You said that it was some guy named Big Dre because Orlando didn't have a good shot. He's lying. It's obviously he's lying. Pierre, you want to go say anything before I move on?
It's a lot wrong with it. He says they pulled up to him. Tupac was hanging out the front seat where he seen him reach for his weapon. Mm-hmm. Then later he turned back and said he didn't see a weapon because he seen him reaching and he ducked. When you sitting there and you behind the seat with your head down, how can you write a book and tell everybody what you seen when you seen the floor mat, right? Now, see, I don't know. It's a lot wrong with it. He says that it's almost like a John Wayne story made up, okay. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this what happened. Tupac, man, I seen him reaching, and I would have did something myself, but I was on the other side. But then he said his nephew was on the other side too, because he had to lean across somebody.
It was just,
I don't know. It's too much wrong with it. Yeah.
You are lying. And when nobody can verify your stories, but I'm being told, hey, the feds knew about Keefe D 30 years ago when it took place. They're saying that this lawsuit with Keefe D has nothing to do with Keefe D. This is about the alcohol company trying to keep Diddy in jail. I said, what? What are you talking about? No, Diddy is being accused like Michael Jackson was because of the alcohol company. Now, we all heard something about this alcohol company, right? And nobody ever pulled the files and talked about what really happened in this with the alcohol company in this lawsuit. That's very interesting. That's coming up. But put that to the side. Let's talk about Gene Deal for a minute. Gene Deal has really been at the forefront of telling us what life was like when he was working with Diddy. Mm-hmm. According to this person I'm talking to, Gene Deal is narc and lying. I pulled this, so I'm like, I like Gene Deal, right? And I believe his stories. Like, who gonna make that up? But I had to remember, well, did anybody really confirm that this happened? I don't remember anybody confirming Gene Deal's stories. Do you, Perry?
No, and he never furnished like hardcore evidence. Like, you could tell a story and then people had a tendency to believe him. Because on one hand, you're saying that you was in law enforcement, but then you was his bodyguard and you seen all these things and how things bothered you, the bad things. But at the end of the day, never said anything about the bad things until later. Now he want to write a book about it. Go ahead.
It's so weird. So I'm talking to someone who points me to this Vibe magazine. So Vibe magazine says that they tried to confirm Gene Deal's stories. And yeah, he worked there, but a lot of the stories just weren't true. Okay. It says here, another conflict related to Deal is deciding what is true and what is not. With Diddy on the proverbial gallows, it's easy for anyone to come forward and reveal things that may not actually be true. Most recently, he said that Jay-Z hid from Tupac in a Las Vegas hotel room before a concert, hinting that Hov being fearful of the late rapper, even though there was no known direct issue between the two. His proximity to Diddy lends itself to having some credibility, but this day and age, one has to be apprehensive about taking anyone's word at face value. This is a very nice way of saying we could not confirm any of his stories. They point to this article. They said this is just a straight out lie. And Vibe magazine is not some small journalist. This is a magazine that's been around for a long time. Now, Perry, you talked to Gene Deal. You like Gene Deal.
Right.
What are your thoughts when Vibe magazine's calling him a liar?
Well, okay. This is the whole thing. Him being close to Diddy or working for him, you had a tendency to want to believe it. And I do believe he's good at telling stories. Now, but it comes down to what Vibe is saying. Is the story true? In short, they was basically telling people that are wondering to themselves, why the fuck you lying? Why he lying? But I'm gonna tell you like this. But every good storyteller that I ever knew have a bit of truth to it that sucks you in. Then they start to elaborate on other things that didn't really happen. Just like Keefy D. He wrote a book. Good storyteller. But things aren't adding up. It was a shooting at that location, what he said, but then he started fabricating I'm saying, in my opinion, he was lying because things ain't adding up. Now, he'll say Big Meech wasn't with him, right? He said, well, in the book, he said Big Meech was there. He was really sure on all the names. Then it was a typo. Then when questioned about it,
he said it was a
he
typo.
don't tell you the person name that it was some guy from Detroit. So you real specific on that. But back to Gene real fast. I just think this. I can't say 100% that he's lying. But the thing is, I can say this. I never seen evidence of all the things he have said. I walked in and I seen Diddy doing this to a man. I never seen a photo of it. I never seen a recording of it. And then he'll tell a lot of stuff that he know happened. And if I would have been there, they always have this John Wayne kind of character about it. If I was there, I wouldn't have took that shit. But you did. Like, and you rolled with it until something happened. Either he got fired. He seemed, to me now, when I look at it, he come across as a disgruntled employee.
Right.
That got kicked to the side.
So the rumor is Diddy fired him and he got mad. And he got very mad for being fired, kicked out the group. You shouldn't even been in the group. This is not your people, Gene. You are a good guy. You are an officer of the law. You know, you try to keep people on the straight and narrow. And here you are hanging with a bunch of drug lords and drug dealers. And then you're calling them your best friend. Now, and Gene's just been saying the crazy stuff. He says that he doesn't like Diddy, so he claimed war against Diddy.
Right.
On from there. So I went to war with this dude. And when you go to war with a nigga, he can't tell you what kind of ammunition to bring to the fight. What you gonna load up with. You're not gonna tell him the ammunition that you're gonna use.
Let's pause it right there for a minute. So he's saying when he's at war with somebody, all bets is off. I could do and say whatever I want to because I don't like you and we're at war. And people are believing these stories. That right there would be a motive to me. But let's keep going. You want to say something, Perry?
Oh, yeah, I'm saying basically, in essence, he's saying that when you at war, it don't matter. You can dig deep and you can be a snitch if you want to. And I tell all the bad things that happen. But go ahead.
You're going to use any and everything that comes your way. Like, for instance, you had on the internet that said that I said that Wolf was Justin's father. I never said that. But did I deny it? Did I act like I didn't know? Yeah. You know why? Because anything that could hurt this, that I'm going to war with, if I don't have to speak on it and clarify, I ain't going to say, nah, you know.
He just said anything he can do to hurt Diddy, he's going to do. That's what he said. Let's keep watching.
I remember when Puff took Meech to court and they did this child support and the paternity thing. I'm not going to tell y'all what I know. Why would I do that? Yo, G, you supposed to do it. No, I don't. I'm going to war with this nigga. I don't know. I don't supposed to tell y'all. I remember when they did the blood test, he had to pay Misa so much kind of money, and he was mad at the mother. I'm not gonna tell y'all that. But if you ask me personally, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there when they. How would I know?
So stop it for a second. So basically, he's saying he could say what he want to, but then when you ask him about it, he gonna tell you he didn't say it. So he gonna lie and say he didn't say it.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to war with this. Does it hurt Misa? Because I used to work for Misa. No, me not saying nothing hurt Misa, but you just a casualty of war right now.
That right there is very scary. He just said he's at war with Diddy. He gonna say whatever he have to say to hurt Diddy. And whoever gets caught up in the crossfires, you're a casualty of war.
So be it. Yeah.
I cannot believe he said that because I love Gene. Y'all know how I felt about Gene. But I'm not going to watch you sabotage people and lie on people. Like, what's going on, Big Gene? What's going on? Are you a snitch like they saying? Are you a disgruntled employee? Are you mad because Diddy fired you and then you couldn't be in the inner circle no more? What's up? I'm going to need some more answers from Gene Deal.
That's what I sort of think.
I know what I...
Go ahead.
It almost come across like a man that's been banned from the club that he loves so much. Because when you are supposed to be law enforcement, whether it's corrections or a cop on the street or a push pencil behind the desk, it doesn't really matter. You should enforce the law. You should be away from crime scenes and things like this. You should have more morals than that. But I think it's a lot of crooked cops that fall in love with the life of crime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there'll be the inside informant and all that stuff. And possibly, I don't know. But if you working up in the courtroom and you got a badge and all this, supposed to be enforcing the law, then you out here running the street with the hoodlums, out here with the gangbangers and everything. We don't know what you transferring back and forth. It's possible that he could be snitching.
It's a crazy story.
We still don't know why he got fired or why he's so angry. What caused this war that he's in with Diddy that I don't care if it's innocent bystanders. When you at war with people, you just gonna do anything. And then I noticed this trend with him. He'll get off topic and say whatever, but he would just start raising his voice like this to throw you off. Like, I don't care. Well, we went to the mall yesterday, but well, you at war with people. He just get out there. It's sort of crazy, but go ahead.
Let's keep going.
He'll finish. Yeah.
Well, what was said hurt Justin because I did not clarify it to nobody because I didn't say it. Reggie Wright and somebody else said it and said I told them, which they was lying.
So he has a lot of what's the word I'm looking? Bravado. It's a lot of bravado for Diddy, and he really was the first person to say that Diddy was gay. He said that Diddy puts his hands on Kim, and he just had enough stories to make a lot of money off of, okay? Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't pay people for interviews because if you start paying for interviews, the juicier and juicier the story's going to get.
Yeah.
Perry, you've been working behind this. Isn't that true? The juicier and juicier the story's going to get. And to this day, when you're saying somebody's gay, you need evidence, but he had no evidence and the public ate it up. Mm-hmm. Like he's the new is he the new Jaguar Wright? Because Jaguar Wright was lying. And how come if he knew all of this stuff, you never told your story in a court of law? Does that mean you're a narc like they're thinking? So as my son's friends telling me this story, I'm going, that's when I'm noticing, well, nobody asked him for proof. We just took it and we ran. And a lot of the stuff was wrong. You know, we all sat through that trial and we all were pulling for Cassie and Daphne. But have you got, Daphne's been showing her hand. Okay, I went to her OnlyFans page. Girl, that's straight PORN. It's straight PORN.
Yeah.
She getting with DJ Academics because Diddy's in jail now and put her out the house. These women knew they lived this lifestyle. They try to make Joy a victim during the trial, right? But they're saying, this is what I'm being told, that the Diageo company is behind all of it. Has anybody pulled the files as to what happened in this lawsuit that they're not allowed to talk about? I was absolutely baffled. Let me see if I can pull this stuff up. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on because the public has grown to despise Diddy. Diddy is a gangster. Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Right.
He's also a businessman. Okay. Now, we heard at first about Jay-Z coming out saying that Cristal was racist. And everyone stopped drinking Cristal like this. If you weren't around in the 90s, they used to rap about it every damn song. This Cristal, this Cristal, this Cristal. So Jay-Z came out and said, well, they don't even want to sell to the Black community. Come to find out, same for Diageo, which is insane, right? If somebody's buying your product and somebody's selling your product, you should be happy, right? Let's go over what was talked about in this lawsuit here. So this is a lawsuit. So Diddy says Diageo is treating me unfair. They're racist. And I want you guys to look into it. So that's the basis of this lawsuit, right? It says Combs alleges Diageo systematically treated his two brands, Ciroc Vodka and De Leon Tequila, worse than white-funded, celebrity-funded competitor brands like Casamigos and Don Julio. Now, Don Julio, they don't rap about Cristal no more. They don't rap about Ciroc no more. They rap about Don Julio. Don Julio, no, this is the most important. You can come in. Don Julio, I don't drink gin. Okay, the rappers love to promote expensive liquor. Okay, it says, and this unequal treatment was racially motivated, not just business neglected. It says that this is arguably the most damaging allegation in the whole complaint. A guy named Stephen Russ, Diageo's president of reserve and new business, allegedly told Diddy directly at a meeting or about on October 10th, 2019. Some within Diageo leadership resented Combs for making too much money. They're saying that he said this Black man is getting too high for his britches. Y'all know what that means. They're saying he making too much money. So when they approached Diddy to be the spokesman for Ciroc, they were in the red. Diddy turned Ciroc into $1 billion business. But what he did, which was really smart, said, after a while, after a certain amount of time, I want you guys to help me with my own liquor and that I'm going to name De Leon, right? So when it came time to do their part, so first of all, you already had them in meetings talking about Diddy, how he thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. We're going to bring that N-word down. Yeah, we're going to bring that ninja down a couple inches. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so it says some within Diageo leadership resented Combs for making too much money. Combs' race was probably part of the reason. Look how they write this. It probably was kind of the reason. Diageo limited the neighborhood's market where his brand was distributed. If Combs were Martha Stewart, his brand would be more widespread. So the alcohol company themselves figured they don't need Diddy anymore. He done made too much money off of us. He's Black. I don't want no Black man making more money than me. If he opens up the De Leon, this could take off and he could be richer than us.
Right.
Let's keep going. The complaint frames this as Diageo's essentially admitting through one of its own executives that it viewed Combs merely as a Black man that might prove useful in marketing to Black consumers, nothing more. Let's go over the timeline. And while I'm reading this to y'all, I want you to ask yourself, is this a Michael Jackson situation? Because when Michael Jackson bought the publishings of the Beatles and half of Sony, then all of a sudden he was a child toucher.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to business and that much money, Diddy made $60 million a year. Even though he's been in prison about 2.5 years now, he's still richer than 50 Cent and any other mogul. Because he ran Ciroc for a decade. How much money is that? $60 million a year. That man got a lot of money. Okay.
A lot of money. Mm-hmm.
It says in 2007, Diageo recruits Combs to be the face of the struggling Ciroc. 75 cases a year. It says between 2009 and 2014, under Combs' promotion, Ciroc grew to 2.6 million cases, 3,000% in growth. That means no Diddy, it would have been no Ciroc. Okay. Between 2014, 2017, Diageo acquires Don Julio, making it a so this is a mess right here. So Diddy says he wants to open De Leon. They go and invest in the competitor, Don Julio, so they could outsell Diddy from the same company. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because when you hurt Diddy, you're hurting you. But is the racism that real that you don't care? You don't want this Black man to outdo you. That's basically what it is. Mm-hmm. They were scared that if Diddy got De Leon, it would outgrow them. And we don't need a Black man that powerful. And this is what another white executive told Diddy and was willing to testify to. Let's keep going. It says in 2020, in 2019, Stephen Russ is the guy's name that works for De Leon. He still works there to this day. He still works there. All right. So he tells them, listen, Diddy, the reason why they're giving you the runaround and saying all these bad things behind your back is they have no intentions of helping you launch De Leon. Okay. 2020, Combs confronts CEO Ivan Mendez directly. Diageo publicly announces a $20 million social justice fund that same year. Right. So they don't want to be accused of being a racist company, because what will happen to them is what happened to Cristal. The minute Jay-Z said that Cristal was racist was the minute they went down, which was really weird because the guy from Cristal said that they were saying, oh, the rappers are making your drinks really popular. And he says, well, we can't really, what's the word? Help who drinks it or who likes it, but we don't support that lifestyle. That's shooting yourself in the foot. Are you that racist that you don't want Black people drinking it and you don't support that lifestyle that you know nothing about? Let's keep going. 2021, Combs Wine sends a letter. Parties attempted to renegotiate. So Diddy on their ass at this point, right? And he's saying, y'all not living up to the bargain. We plan to do this, so let's restructure this, okay? 2023, continue complaints about lack of support. So Diddy started getting verbal about it. Okay? It says, De Leon distributed only 3.3% of a possibility of outlet versus 36%, Don Julio and Casamigos 34%. When he launched it on his own, they gave money to the competitors to up their game so that Diddy couldn't sell. They paid off distributors so they wouldn't sell De Leon. Let's keep going. Diageo brand executive and retailers allegedly referred to Ciroc, De Leon as ethnic brands. And a lot of companies do that. they say, okay, haven't you seen a McDonald's commercial? And you might see, some little white girl say, I love McDonald's, yay. And then next thing you know, on BET, there'll be a group of black boys rapping to some McDonald's songs.
Right. Yeah.
They do that. And if they think that they don't need the black money, they just won't advertise to you at all. It's a problem. And he didn't make that up. It says, it's also notable to know that Pharrell sued Diageo for the same thing, except his beverage was called cream with a Q. There's another lady. So then they find out that all these black people weren't getting advertised in the same amount of money as their white competitors.
They were being suppressed.
Right. And so when Diddy leaves, so Diddy's adamant, I'm suing them. They're going to jail. I'm going to expose, not going to jail. I'm going to expose it. I'm going to let the lid off of what's going on. Mysteriously, it's being reported that Cassie wrote a lawsuit to Diddy, right? And after that lawsuit was written, then the feds came in and started working with Cassie. I'm being told it's the other way around. I'm being told that Diageo called in some favors. The feds went to Cassie and talked this out. And the reason that I kind of believe it is because Cassie was separate from Diddy some years and there was no lawsuit. And they said, well, it's because of the new law. I forgot the new law that the statutes of limitation doesn't involve. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that Cassie has allegedly moved to Barcelona, is being sued now by the prostitute, saying that, no, this was orchestrated by Cassie and y'all got it all wrong. Well, Cassie took off and went to Barcelona with no plans to return to the United States. Let's keep going. Large portions, including, oh, yes, that was another thing. Large portions of the lawsuit are redacted. That's never a good sign. So what happened was Diddy does the lawsuit. A couple weeks later, here comes Cassie. Diddy settles out of court. And part of the settlement is don't talk about this. They're saying, the insiders in the rap game, that Diddy is being suppressed and they want to keep Diddy in jail. This is what I'm being told. It's a hell of a story. I'm not saying I believe it because it's so overwhelming. But I do know that this Keefe D case is coming up. And now all parties involved are scared of Big Meech. All of them. Including Gene Deal. Let me see if I find this tape. When they mention Gene Deal, when they mention Big Meech, am I lying? Gene Deal started stumbling over his words.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't really say, is Gene Deal a snitch? I don't know.
I didn't say I said it, but I said that when he was in jail. I said it when he was in jail, but he's out now, so I ain't say that shit.
Like they all seem to be scared of Big Meech. Now let me tell you something. I think Big Meech is one of my favorite drug lords of all time. And I said in the beginning, don't let the smooth taste fool you. The man's dangerous. You don't make it that long in the game and not be serious about your money. Let me put it that way. Let's see here. I gotta find this tape because Gene Deal is talking shit to everybody till he gets to the name Big Meech. Then he don't recall a lot of shit. And I don't have a problem with Meech. And Meech is cool. Now you want to say all this other stuff. Let me start playing some of these. Perry, did you want to say anything before I get started?
Yeah, no, you're right about him because he'll tell all these stories and write books and everything. But when a person be out and he get a little fearful, then he'll blame it. I can't remember. My cataract's acting up. You say anything. Shit. Oh, no.
Let me see. Is this it? Hold on. Y'all know I can't see. Let me just play this one while I look for the other ones.
The night that Tupac was killed, when Keefe D tells his story, he talks about Big Meech. being in the car, but not in the car when they actually did the shooting, but right before that. Do you know anything about that?
No. Only thing I disagree with is they try to make it seem like they were sitting in the parking lot of Club 662. If you know anything about Club 662 and that, they would have been stuck in that parking lot for 2 or 3 hours to get in or to get out because it was that small and that packed of a club. Whether they were in the area or not, I can't say or deny. I can't see Keefe D lying on Big Meech if he wasn't with them in the van or in the in the entourage. So if Keefe D says it, I believe that.
So I'm being told that during this Keefe D trial, Diddy's going to take the stand. I'm being told if they could prove that Keefe D, what he said in his book, he said that Diddy put a hit out on Tupac, and that's when all of these events took place. They're saying that really this is the alcohol company trying to make sure that Diddy never sees the day of light. And he really did get overcharged. He did. People keep saying he's charged for sex trafficking. No, he's charged for the Mann Act, prostitution crossing state lines. Now I heard he got in a fight on the other day, and they're trying to tack on another year for a fight. It's so much to uncover. Are we being bamboozled? Is Diageo going after Diddy? Is Gene Deal a narc or a guy that wanted to be a part of that life? Are you that mad? That was a long time ago, and you're still mad at Diddy? And then you say you're at war with Diddy? Was Big Meech really there, and y'all just squealed him out? Is Keefe D out of his mind? Because Keefe D, I have nothing against him. I don't even know you like that, even though we live in the same hood. He's like a third grader. Right. He's not that smart. So we need to know all of this as we're watching this Keefe D trial. The Keefe D trial, I'm hearing that Meech is going to take the stand because he implicated Meech. I hear that Diddy's going to take the stand. I hear that if they can get a conviction off of Keefe D, they're coming back with Diddy and they're saying that you orchestrated the killing of Tupac Shakur.
I mean, all this could be possible.
And they always knew about Keefe D for 30 years. They know what the story was. They knew that he said his nephew did it at first, Orlando Anderson. Let me tell you about what happened with Orlando Anderson, okay? His grandmother passed away, and he was very sad that day, okay? This is Keefe D's nephew. This is the one that at first Keefe D said pull the trigger. Now he's saying that Big Dre pulled the trigger. His stories are all over the place. And can you take somebody to court for lying? It's so much going on here, so much. But here's the Orlando Anderson. And how's he a part of this? Because his own uncle labeled him the trigger man, then tried to take it back.
Yeah.
When Orlando's grandmother passed, he was with another guy. I cannot remember his name to save my life. And this is what was told to me by my son's friend. So my son is into all of this stuff. He can tell you every record deal that's ran by a drug lord, and they still have them to this day, right? I guess so my son kind of got caught up in that life. He started throwing Vegas parties, and plus he's in that age group where they're, all the rappers and stuff.
Fascinated with all that, yeah.
Is he fascinated? I'm fascinated with it.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying, but like for them, you into every little rap music they play.
Okay, I'm gonna
who's
have
doing
to
what, who's wearing
admit
what.
it that my son is caught up. I'm gonna have to admit it. My son's caught up. But anyway, Orlando's grandmother dies. So him and Keefe D are supposed to be drug dealers at this point, not drug lords, drug dealers. Okay. And he spots a guy across the street that he says owes him money. He goes over there, starts bullying the guy, takes out his weapon and starts shooting at the guy. The guy returns fire. Everybody dies at the scene. Isn't that weird? Everybody died. 2 months after Tupac passed away, he dies. I thought that was the creepiest story. You died on the same day as your grandmother, you picked a fight, Orlando, and everybody died. And really, same for Gene Deal, everybody's dead to confirm his story. Same for Keefe D, everybody's dead. Who am I going to verify the story with? They're all dead. And when people are all dead, you can tell the story whatever way you want to tell the story because there's nobody to back it up.
The way you want to. And then normally it's going to put you in a tougher light and or whatever your agenda is at that time. You can do it freely with no recourse. But the problem is, like, with these people, I look at it a different way. For people, Keefe D, to go out here and write these books and then say, well, no, I didn't say that, but it's in your book. Gene Deal write these books, go on tour every week or so talking about this situation with Diddy that he didn't like, this situation with another person he didn't like. It's a lot of things that you've seen and supposedly had done, but no hard evidence. But what the dead giveaway is, all of this stuff, and and you was truly at war. You at war, but you didn't go to trial. You ain't testifying.
Yeah.
Why ain't people going to law enforcement going to him saying, hey, you know what? You wrote books on this. You was with Diddy, supposedly. Why ain't this person testifying?
It's bizarre. So there's this white detective, and his name is Greg Kading, and he says he's been on this case for years. He claims that Gene Deal writing books to make money. Gene Deal's claim that Kading is writing books just to make money. Let me see if I can find this. The whole thing is out there. And when we start following this trial, let's keep all of this in the back of our minds. What the hell is going on?
You made a comment saying that if Greg Kading, if he testified against Keefe D in Tupac murder case, that Keefe D lawyer can easily pick him apart. You think so?
Oh, my man, I'm praying. I hope it goes to trial. That I'm praying, because he would, the lawyer, any 18B lawyer, and that's just a government lawyer, the free lawyer that they give to people, will eat Greg Kading up on the stand. Will eat him up on the stand, bro. First of all, he had no right. Bro, he had no right to release that proffer agreement in his book or his movie. But did you hear the story that he gave? He said, I didn't care about.
Now, remember, Greg Kading is white. So this is his white voice.
Keefe D? I thought this was bigger than Keefe D. He said, I did this because of Tupac. I did it for Tupac. I went to Keefe D home and I saw Keefe D, and he said, I saw Keefe D, and I let him know. This is bigger than you. I don't care. I'm doing it for Tupac. My man, who do you think you talking to? You did it for your 2 pockets.
He's accusing Kading of doing the same thing that he's being accused of. Yes. Now, we cannot deny the fact that every time Gene Deal went on The Art of Dialect, he was paid. We cannot deny that when he wrote books, he was paid. Y'all flocked to his YouTube channel. He made a lot of money off of telling Diddy stories.
And then when
without knowing, and nobody asked him. I didn't think about it either. I'm going to tell you the truth. I just believe Gene Deal. I didn't realize you're a cop hanging out with a bunch of drug dealers and drug lords, and they're saying Diddy fired you. The whole thing is crazy. That's what I had to say. I didn't mean to go on this long. I'm going to have to talk to y'all about Gizelle tomorrow, but that's what this case is about. They're saying that they're going to put Diddy on the stand. His name is listed. Oh my, this is not the Keefe D trial. This is another We didn't get Diddy the first time trial, and now we're going to get him again this trial.
Right.
It's a lot going on. I mean, and it's over my head to tell you the truth. I don't know who lying, who telling the truth, but I had somebody tell me that story, and then despite what y'all think, I verified everything because ain't nobody gonna come back on here and say that Sherelle lied. I showed you clips, I showed you evidence. Vibe magazine, they saying that you're a liar, Gene Dill, and this is accredited magazine. Let's see what y'all think about some of this stuff. Perry, what are your thoughts?
Well, no, I mean, that's my whole thing. It's like, look, it'd be the reasonable thing if I was very knowledgeable about something to write books on it and to go on paid tours to do interviews, then I'm capable. And since I'm most definitely because I'm at war with the person.
You can't forget that.
Then I would definitely be at the courthouse testifying. What better way, instead of getting paid from this blog to that blog to tell this story, and then when the stories get low, you remember another story that you never talked about. You know how I keep going, but I'm just saying, why ain't these people testifying if they know so much? When I was there and I seen it and I did this, that's kind of evidence they need in court.
And listen, Miss Nisi says Diddy's not ever getting out. That's what they're saying. They said they got to keep him in there. Now, I'm not down for men putting their hands on women. I'm not down for that lifestyle that they got going. You know, when you're in that kind of gang and you hanging with drug lords and, you know, certain lifestyle, and when things start not going your way, is kind of what you signed up for. No disrespect. I'm scared of Meech too, to Big Meech and none of them. But I'm saying they live by different rules than what we live by, right? Because ain't no way. I told y'all about my family. It's a lifestyle that I don't want to live. Let me just say it that way. It's a lifestyle I don't want to live. But at the same time, can you have mega rich companies deciding who gets to be rich and who don't?
Well, yeah, it happens.
Because what they did to Michael Jackson was wrong.
It happens.
But when Michael Jackson was alive, there were people saying, oh, he touches children. Michael Jackson is the worst. Then they wait till he passes and, oh, we miss Michael. Y'all drove Michael to his grave with that BS. And really, it was a money thing. They didn't want Michael Jackson to own Sony, and he was well on his way to doing it. Sorry, go ahead, Perry.
Oh, yeah, now I was gonna say, somebody said you can't just go testify because you want to. Well,
what does that mean?
I guess I'm not exactly sure, but I'll answer this way. I think if you wrote books on something and you at war and you want justice for these people that you saying Diddy mistreated or this person mistreated, and you know all this information, shouldn't you be going to the authorities reporting it? Now, you can't just walk in and just take a seat on it. But if they believe what you're saying is credible, now the question would be, because I'm not exactly sure, you can't just go and testify because you want to, because whoever's putting you on the stand has to believe what you're saying is credible, or it can help the case. So I'm not sure how to read this, but go ahead.
Okay, so you answered that one. What's the next one? Nobody has clean hands. That's what it's starting to sound like. It's starting to sound like y'all all are a bunch of crooks that live by a different set of laws than the rest of us do. But, you know, I don't know. That's just what it feels like. Nobody has clean hands. Dang, I don't care for Diddy, but darn, when you play in.
Right. Well, basically what they're saying is, okay, she don't care for Diddy, and not saying that she condoned what he did.
Nobody's condoning it.
When you go into the crack house, you probably going to get some crack.
Huh?
Well, I'm just saying, people put themselves in these situations. Like when you dealing with a pimp and he hiring and you apply, then you might be looking to be a 304.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's what I'm trying to say.
This is going to be an interesting trial because I want Diddy to take the stand and I want Big Meech to take the stand. I don't want Big Meech to go back. I like Big Meech, even though he does what he does. listen, I'm telling y'all, some of these drug lords are the smartest people in the room. Now they just took their smartness and made money the wrong way. And he's from Detroit. Big Meech is from Detroit. I'm from Detroit. I understand that kind of poverty. You just want to get out. Mm-hmm. And he's doing the same thing my grandfather did, which is very hard. People don't know how hard it is to turn dirty money into clean money. Now he's got his own YouTube channel. Like, I'm in love with Big Meech, by the way. Everybody likes Big Meech. Where's that thing with the T.I.? Everybody likes this drug dealer, drug lord. They love him. He's like a little bit like, who can I compare him to? Maybe Gotti, Al Capone, Scarface. He's like that. Some mobsters don't have a personality. He does. I think this, listen to this.
Happening right when I got on my work release, Meech was being exonerated. And the first thing he said was, man, you know we got to go to Magic City. You know we got, I say, bro, I am still in jail, okay? I got work release. I could go and work, you know, but I can't come to Magic City. And he was like, well, where you working? So I sent him the address, and I think maybe 2 or 3 days later, man, it was like 17, 18 Magnums coming down the street of this residential cul-de-sac. Mm-hmm. And Pharrell already got a tour bus out here. Mm-hmm. So on top of this tour bus, now we have 17, 18 cars, all full of strippers and BMF members. And these people could come check on me anytime. I have to report back to fucking jail. Man, and then the nigga called me. I told you, if you can't come to Magic City, I'm gonna bring Magic City to you.
Big Meech has a lot of rapper friends. I don't think they're gonna turn on him from no damn Gene Deal. I really don't. Also, I wanted to play, go ahead, Perry.
Oh no, I'm good, go ahead.
Also, I wanted to play Big Meech falling out with Whack 100. Now, for this beef right here, first of all, you're crazy, Whack, to mess with Big Meech. He's heavily connected. Stupid. You're stupid. But you always want some fame, you and Blueface. Blueface are hard up for some fame, and so are you. But Big Meech ain't playing with you when he said this. Let me see if I got it. Oops.
Tight bitch ass niggas don't get no play in our ride. You feel me? And we ain't never worried about what you gonna do.
And we're not apologizing.
Especially me.
There's no apology.
You know anything about me? I ain't worried about what you gonna do.
Hey,
if I
listen,
mention your name,
I promise you, listen.
or didn't mention your name indirectly, I ain't worried about what the fuck you gonna do.
Listen though, on some real shit. Listen.
Yeah, he always says, I'm him. He always says, I'm him. So he explained in the interview what he meant is that that's the one you gotta be afraid of. Yeah. If you gotta be afraid of anybody in the group, I'm him. Whack 100 is not only a shitty manager to Blueface, because where are your hit songs, Whack? You're always running your mouth. You're inserting yourself in an argument that has nothing to do with you. Meech and Cuffy have beef over who had rights to his name and movie and all of that. Whack 100 is a loser. He's a loser. He's a clout chaser, and he needs attention like Blueface. You are, oh my God. Oh, he's so disgusting. I can't stand Whack 100.
Okay, hold on. My dog.
My son just came home. So that's what's going on. I let you guys know what's going on because this trial is coming up. These are the role players that I named. Everyone's going to take the stand except for Gene Dill. They're saying Meech take the stand. Of course, Orlando Anderson has passed away. Big Dre is the guy that allegedly pulled the trigger in his book. Why would you write a book to implicate yourself? What is wrong with Keefe D? He is stupid. And it's obvious he's lying. Can you take somebody to court for lying? No. But if Keefe D's not your target and Diddy's your target, then this is the only way we're going to keep his ass in jail. They don't want to let him out for prostitution across state lines. They need something to keep him in there for a lifetime. And
they
that
want to
would
destroy
be,
him. Right.
Yeah. So he's supposed to take the stand. Vlad TV going to do more interviews. Vlad TV, I'm telling you, black rappers, stop going on his show. Vlad TV works for the feds, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Y'all want to go in there because he pays you $10,000 measly dollars? Was it worth it? Stop going on Vlad TV. He don't like us or our kind. And you go work with the black people. Don't mean you like them. How many Asian people sell us our hair? They don't like us. They made it very clear. Vlad is Russian. He don't like our kind. He'll make money off of us. Y'all stupid. Who else is going to take the stand, huh?
For you to go do a interview when you know you don't did some foul shit, you might as well have Vlad meet you at the jail cell, do the interview there, because that's where your ass gonna be in the next 3 or 4 weeks after you do the interview. That's it.
So that's what's going on. That's what's happening. Somebody just said in the chat, everybody hands is dirty. It's a wild story.
Right.
I told you in the beginning, either you believe it or you don't, but this is what I told was going on. And when I start backing it up, I even went down to, I talked to certain people, and they're preparing for this to be a bigger trial than the Diddy trial, because it would be considered a win, and then they're coming straight after Diddy. Also, too, when Big Meech went to jail, I forgot this part. When Big Meech went to jail, okay, this is why everybody respects Big Meech. He had over $270 million worth of assets that the government took because of the forfeiture law.
And they want to take Diddy shit too.
$270 million, and that's what they found. Big Meech ain't no joke. You mess around with him if you want to, whack, with your dumb ass. And if something gonna happen to me, we won't be like, whack in the hospital, he got his leg broke. So you keep talking shit. I'm telling you that Big Meech is not a drug dealer.
No, go ahead.
I mean, Whack 100 is stupid. Let me go pick a fight with the #1 drug lord in the country. Make it make sense. Who's boys with El Chapo? They're saying that when Meech realized that he was about to get arrested, El Chapo offered for him to come over to Mexico and he can hide out in Mexico. And he said, I'm not running, and did the 20 years. And now Whack 100 trying to speak up for Cuffy. You need to stay your nose out of it. I believe you ain't sold not one drug, Meech. Whack, all you did was run your mouth. And Blueface, you stupid to keep that man as a manager. Tell me how he has enhanced your life, because you make your money off social media. Where are your hit records that you get because of your manager?
And Whack probably getting part of his social media. Hey.
Anyway, lots going on. That's what's going on. We got to follow this case. Child, I thought the Diddy days was over. Turns out it's just beginning. Perry, you got any last words?
Oh, no, that's all I got to say, people. What y'all think? Because, like, I'm telling y'all, at the end of the day, yeah, it's Keefe D. This happened, 30-something years ago. Same story's been out there. Why now? But they want to make news. But I think it's a bigger step to go out there and make sure Diddy stay locked up forever, so they can end up taking all his fortune too. Now, whether you agree with Diddy did or not, it was wrong on both sides. Wrong for you doing the women the way they did. It was wrong for them charging for the things they were doing. I'm just saying, so in the comments, let me know, do you guys think it's a bigger message? Is it really Keefe D at his age that now they want to charge him with the murder? Or is it a bigger picture? Because part of me believe that it's a bigger picture and they want to secure him and then maybe have him testify against, because once they charge him, he can testify against Diddy, bring down the bigger fish and take all Diddy's money like they did Big Meech's.
Child, yeah, it's headed that way. All right, you guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I'll try to come on tomorrow if there's something ready to talk about. Until next time, Perry, take it away.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you later.
Fuck this shit, people. We out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me.